The only way I can think of to start this video is to tell you how happy I am that Air Canada is back on the San Diego to Toronto route. Yep, Air Canada Rouge was the worst. Anyway, thanks as always to Surfshark for sponsoring this video. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the San Diego International Airport. My name is Scott. Writing content for SANspotter.com is what I do for a living, and I am here at Terminal 2 West this morning to catch Air Canada flight number 1092 to Toronto.
Wait.
I'm basically just thrilled to death that it's not Air Canada Rouge anymore. I think my knees were permanently damaged from my last Rouge flight, so my fingers are crossed that this transcontinental Air Canada 737 MAX 8 economy experience will be more comfortable. It just has to be. At least it better be. Okay, so if I really want to fly to Canada today, and I do, I need to be absolutely certain that all of my personal information is correct on this booking. It's true. There ain't nothing that'll tick off a Canadian immigration officer more than mismatched information. Anyway, thanks to Surfshark, an award-winning VPN that I've been using since 2019, I'll be able to input all of my personal information into the Air Canada app over public Wi-Fi without any worry of it being intercepted by anyone monitoring this network. It basically encrypts all of the data that my device transmits and receives, and not only that, it prevents anyone from seeing my exact location. Everything I do, from internet searches to inputting data, is kept 100% private. I can even choose from a list of virtual locations that I want to switch to, which will allow me to access regional specific content. Even though I'm going to Canada today, I can make every website and app that I visit think that I'm still in San Diego if I want to. Or even Switzerland, because, well, why not? Anyway, getting access to Surfshark and all of its amazing features is super easy and incredibly cheap. Using the promo code SCOTT in conjunction with the link in the description below, you can get Surfshark for 83% off what they normally charge to new subscribers. They're also going to throw in an extra 3 months on top of that for free, so it's basically a risk-free trial. So on that good news, who's ready to go to Canada today? This guy. That's who. Air Canada operates out of the international gates here at the San Diego airport, and today it's number 50. This is the same gate that I recently flew out of to Edmonton on Swoop Airlines, who no longer serves San Diego, by the way. So this is pretty much an identical experience so far. Right down to the realization that I probably could have slept in a little bit longer this morning. Oh well, at least I had time to watch the airplane arrive from Toronto. Speaking of which, this is actually one of the original MAX 8s that was delivered to Air Canada shortly before they were all grounded in 2019. So it's a relatively brand new aircraft based on total flight hours so far. And speaking of total flight hours, this is going to be a 4.5-hour flight over to Toronto today. I've got seat 27A, and based on looking at the seat map just now, there's a high probability of the seat next to me remaining vacant. I really hate to get overly optimistic and too far ahead of myself, but so far, this is already better than my last Rouge experience. The nice thing about Air Canada is that they board by zone numbers that actually mean something. For example, Zone 1 people were the very first to board, unlike how they do it on US airlines, where the diamond-crusted elites and titanium-dipped credit card holders usually get first dibs. I was in Zone 3 today, which put me right in the middle of the boarding process. So, yeah, welcome to Air Canada 737 MAX 8 Economy. Actually, it seems that they'd prefer to call it a 737-8. That's weird. I wonder why. Anyway, first impressions were pretty good, and for those of you keeping score, yes, this does feel more spacious than the Rouge seats. I very much like the fact that there are power outlets at every seat, both electrical and USB, and the video screen and its contents look pretty good. I'll show you what that's all about later. Honestly, other than the video entertainment stuff, nothing is really jumping out at me as being remarkably better than competing economy class products on other airlines. It's certainly nice though, and better than Rouge, and I've got absolutely nothing to complain about. There were also a lot of empty middle seats on today's flight, so if nothing goes wrong, this should be a relatively comfortable experience. And, I'm so tempted to transition into a stupid 737 MAX safety comment here, but I'm not going there today. It's time to move on. Anytime now. Still waiting. Nope, not there yet. I'll tell you what, they are not making this easy for me. Our delay in getting pushed off the gate today ended up being about 1 hour and 22 minutes, which didn't bother me since I didn't have a connection to make in Toronto, but I certainly felt sorry for everyone who did. Oh, and something interesting worth noting as we taxi out for departure is how Air Canada prices these flights. I originally wanted to do this in business class, but the cheapest seat for nearly any day was about $2,000 US one way, which was ridiculous. Economy, on the other hand, was priced at around $300. That's a huge difference in price, and since there was no way that I was willing to pay $2,000 for what is essentially domestic first class, you're getting an Air Canada 737 MAX 8 economy review today. Interestingly enough, when I was checking in for this flight online, they offered me an upgrade to business class for only $397 more. No, it's not cheap, but it's still a lot cheaper than paying full price at the time of booking. It's just something to keep in mind if you really want to fly business class, but you don't really want to pay an arm and a leg for it. For all of you Top Gun Maverick fans, that right there is North Island, which is where the movie was based, which also just happens to be very close to the center of San Diego. And off in the distance, you can see MCAS Miramar, which is where the real Top Gun training took place. They never actually did that at North Island. Anyway, back to the Air Canada 737 MAX 8 economy thing. How perfect was it that Top Gun Maverick was the featured movie on the entertainment system? Yeah, I'm going to watch that, but it's also worth noting how good the Air Canada in-flight entertainment system really is. The movie selection is very impressive. Seriously, if I wasn't planning on watching Top Gun, again, I'd have a really hard time trying to pick just one thing. There's also what looks to be an interactive menu, but it wasn't working on today's flight. But yeah, this video entertainment system is a huge improvement over what you'll find in many other Air Canada aircraft right now. I really like it. Earbuds were complimentary, though you can't really expect much in terms of overall sound quality, which was specifically disappointing on today's flight because, well, I'm about to commit the cardinal sin of watching Top Gun Maverick in a noisy environment with the worst audio equipment possible. Screw it. I'm gonna do whatever I have to do to make this work. As you would correctly assume, food is not free in Air Canada economy class, but the food for purchase menu is impressive. I went with the fruit and cheese box, of course, and I don't know, it seemed like a fairly decent deal for $9. My only complaint was maybe that it seemed just a little bit small. However, it's hard not to appreciate the biodegradable utensils because, well, I just wish more airlines would be doing this sort of thing. Non-alcoholic drinks were complimentary, as well as a small bag of snack mix, which I passed on since I figured that the cheese and crackers would be enough. But if I had to do it again, I would have definitely taken the snack mix. So yeah, all in all, it wasn't a bad meal for a 4.5-hour flight. Oh, and check it out. We're just in time for Maverick's signature move. The load factor on today's flight looked to be around 70%, which is a little lower than I would expect for a Monday. Maybe that was a good thing because, I mean, just think how nasty this lavatory could have been if even more people were using it. This was a little disgusting, and I promise I tried my best not to be part of the problem. I also tried my best not to touch anything. Other than the dirty lavatory and the delay getting out of San Diego, it's safe to say that I'm a pretty big fan of Air Canada economy class. Maverick seems satisfied as well. Anyway, even though I was slightly tempted to take that upgrade to business class, I'm really glad that I decided to stick with my economy seat. It's been a minute since my last mainline Air Canada economy experience, and quite frankly, this was a massive improvement over what I experienced last time. And it's not even close to what Air Canada Rouge economy was like. Better seats, better food, a far superior in-flight entertainment system. Yeah, this was well worth the price that I paid for it. For those of you who are curious, that was exactly $353.02 US. Yeah, I'm sure it's possible to find cheaper flights between San Diego and Toronto, but it's going to be hard to beat the in-flight entertainment, as well as the ability to earn Air Canada Aeroplan points, which are extremely useful when it comes to booking Star Alliance awards. Oh, and I should probably mention that I did get the chance to try the first-class seats on the MAX 8 between Calgary and Vancouver 2 days after this, and that review will be posted to my blog in the coming weeks. Basically, it kicks the snot out of economy class. So, we made it. Welcome to Toronto. Yeah, we're a little late, and my back is a little sore, but I'm happy to have seen firsthand that Air Canada is as competitive as ever. I'd definitely do this again. As we pull up to the gate here, it's the perfect opportunity to block out that Air Canada Rouge logo with a list of the amazing SANspotter patrons. Huge thanks to everyone listed here for supporting this channel. Your contributions mean the world to me, and I really appreciate it. Thank you. So, there you have it. Remember to check my blog in the coming weeks for that Air Canada 737 MAX 8 business class review, which, spoiler alert, will contain even more Top Gun Maverick action. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.